Good afternoon, everybody. Thanks for joining me. I'm Mr. Reality, joined by psychic medium Liz Cross, world renowned. How are you, Liz?
Oh, fantastic. Thank you. This will be fun.
Well, this is one of your suggestions. You wanted to bring forward Nostradamus and see every year, it seems like at the beginning of every year, there's going to be a headline that says Nostradamus predicts end of the world or worst tsunami season ever. And yet that's, hokum. And I thought we could talk to the horse and see what he really says about his predictions, how he made them, what he sees for now, and what he's working on if he's incarnated.
He's had another lifetime since Nostradamus.
Is he around now? Is he incarnated and in present, or is he hanging out?
He's hanging out in the spirit world. He's already left that other lifetime. Were you psychic in that lifetime too? Yes, he was. Were you a psychic as Nostradamus? No, he was a medium. He wasn't a
Oh,
psychic, he was a medium.
why not both?
Why not both? He didn't design it that way. Were you a psychic medium in your next lifetime? No, in the lifetime after being the medium Nostradamus, he was then a psychic, but not a medium. Are you coming back again as a psychic medium? I'm thinking about it, Liz.
How does he present himself to you? What does Nostradamus appear to you as now?
Well, obviously he's in hologram form, but he has the beard and he has a very sort of scholarly hat as if you just went to university and graduated, the graduation cap, and he's smoking a pipe and he has on long brown robes and he's holding a book.
Can you tell us what method he used for his divination practices while he was incarnated?
What did you use um as divination methods and your incarnation? He just channeled. He just used his mind and he would channel. What else did you use? Did you use any like tarot cards? No. Did you use any he's showing me like sticks. What are these sticks that you use? Like he would have some sticks and he would lay them out in a particular way. But the sticks would move in a direction to tell him whether he was in alignment. Um, what else did you use? No crystal ball. Did you use water? I mean, he would use what are those things? The rods where you go looking for water. He
Divining
would
rods.
divine rods, yeah. He would use those. Would you use them to find water sometimes or just to lead him to a particular spot? Yes. His methods were not too complicated. It was mainly channeling, but obviously people like some form of tools. They like to see something. They didn't at that time in that day and age. They didn't just want to see someone just sitting there channeling.
And
You
when he
had
was writing his quatrains, why did he deliberately obfuscate what he was writing?
I'm sorry, repeat that question.
When he was writing things down, he didn't write them, linearly. He would break it up, I believe, and write half of it on one line, half of it on another line, so that people reading it. Why did he make it so cryptic?
Why did you make it so cryptic? Hmm. Because if he said something that was too shocking, too sort of risky as far as like challenging religion, they could put him to death.
Quatrain six, or Century 6, Quatrain 97, at 45 degrees, the sky will burn, fire to approach the great new city. Instantly, great scattered flame will leap up. People say that was in reference to the 9/11 attacks in New York City, that at 45-degree latitude, and the great new city implies New York. Was that what you saw?
Is that what you saw? Pretty much, yeah. Did you see that it was going to be airplanes? No. Did you see that it was going to be a terrorist attack? No. You just saw like the end result, which is, flames, people running, fire. I understand where he's coming from. It's very difficult to make psychic predictions when like the technology isn't even out yet. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
it's very hard to do that.
Century 2, Quatrain 24, you said, Beast ferocious with hunger will cross the rivers. The greater part of the battlefield will be against Hister. People say this is in reference to Adolf Hitler. Was that a misrepresentation, or is that how you saw it? And was that who you were talking about?
Well, he wasn't sure who he was talking about. He was just gathering information and just putting it down. He didn't necessarily understand the information that he was getting. And I again I understand where he's coming from. I really do. You may not always see or understand the information that you get. And then there's a part of you that wants to, your logical mind, you know this in remote viewing, that wants to kick in and start to understand what it was or what it is
Deductions,
that you're getting.
deductions, the beast of RV. Right.
So let's ask him this question. How did you keep your logical mind out of it? Because he just channeled what he saw. He had no emotional attachment to it, and his logical mind stayed out of it. He didn't understand it, which was actually what made it more pure. And I get that too. I do. The less you know, the more pure the reading is in a lot
When
of
did it
cases.
when did it start with him? Did he have it as a child, or is it, and what made him write down the predictions or start to tell people about them?
When did it start for you? It started when he was 2 years old. He always had visions. He always could like read people very well. He had a lot of visitations from those in spirit. He couldn't understand why others did not see them. And he kind of freaks people out, actually.
Did he have any extraterrestrial encounters during his lifetime as Nostradamus? Because when you
Ooh.
channel, I don't know if anything bad comes through, but sometimes it does.
Did you have any extraterrestrial? Loads, loads of ET encounters. Now, let's ask this question. The information that you were getting, do you actually know who you were channeling to get that information? No, he did not. So you didn't have one specific person or a group of people that was giving you the information. He had no idea who he was talking to. He just knew that the information was coming in and he had to put it down on paper.
Was he a member of any like secret societies that were not, well, that we don't know about? I guess that's because they're secret, right? But
Were you a member of any secret societies? Yes, three mediumship societies, yes, because don't forget, this stuff was really frowned upon back then.
what incarnation was Nostradamus and as a
Hmm.
human being?
What incarnation was Nostradamus as a human being? It was about 250.
When you treated plague victims, did you know that they were going to die? And I mean, did you see that people are, well, I don't know if you did you know that they were going to die, or were you trying your best?
Ooh, when you were treating the plague victims, did you know they were going to die? I mean, they kind of knew they were going to die. In the end, he would tell them to go towards the light and help them cross, because some of them were so very, very ill. It was easier for them to leave. And have you met any of those plague victims on the other side once you cross? Yes, yes, he has.
What was your true relationship with Catherine Medici?
What was your true relationship with Catherine? Is this his wife? Catherine, sorry,
De
how do you say
Medici.
it?
Catherine de Medici. She elevated him to status in the court.
Oh,
The
what was
Renaissance
your,
Queen of France and believed in him and believed in the astrology that he gave her. So, what was the, I mean, we see a lot of depiction of it, but what was the real relationship like and the back and forth between them?
was it or did you have any sort of love relationship with this lady, Catherine? No. And what was that relationship like? Oh, he was very grateful to her. She gave him a lifeline. She did believe in him, and because of her acceptance of him, it wasn't, he was found more amusing and entertaining than it was like blasphemous or against God or against religion.
Were you haunted by these conversations in your sleep, or did they only happen during your waking hours?
Ooh, were you haunted by these conversations in your sleep? Sometimes spirit would wake him up and want to talk, and he would write it down.
What was your most alarming prediction that you had that maybe you didn't share in your quatrains?
Hmm. What was the most alarming prediction that you had? Okay, he's talking about a building collapsing, but are you talking about 9/11? That was one of the worst, actually. And what other predictions? What can you show me something else? The Titanic. Ooh, he saw the Titanic going down. So you saw that? Yes, and what did you see when you saw the Titanic going down? People screaming for their lives. Like, I understand what he's saying here because when you're shown a lot of this stuff, in order to make sense of it, now bearing in mind they didn't have movies back then, right? But it plays out kind of like a movie in your third eye area. And he saw the Titanic going down.
Could he have been more clear, or, I mean, was it just a cloudy message that he was getting?
Could it have been more clear? I mean, not really, because a lot of his predictions were regarding things that he never knew that could exist, like airplanes and televisions and telephones and, you know, certain types of weaponry. It just when they were giving him the information, they had to scale it back to the time period that he was in so that he could understand it. But I'm going to ask this question. Was that information coming from ETs? Okay, so I'm now going to ask Bashar. Did Nostradamus, is that where he was getting his information, was from the ETs? Sometimes, yeah.
I'm also waiting for my gold, my space gold, Bashar. It's not here yet. If you could get that delivered this weekend, that would be helpful. Got a lot of space purchases I want to make. So, what's his response to that?
It's already there. You just can't see it.
It needs to be a bit more vibrationally apparent. So, make him switch it into my D. Okay.
That's
Um,
funny.
I wanted to ask Nostradamus about something that we don't know about the transition process between life and death. And that's one of the biggest fears people have is dying. How can he help us go through that?
Oh, can you tell us something about the transition period? Well, yeah, it's like your soul is unlocked and it is lifts up out of the body and then boom, it's like a vacuum. It goes immediately into the tunnel so quick and so fast. You can't stop it. You can't seem to,
Can
can
we
we
go the other
find
way?
it?
Can we turn around?
Sorry?
Can we turn around and go the other way?
No, it is so powerful. No, you cannot. There's nothing you can do. Are we spinning in the tunnel? Yes, we do spin around in the tunnel. Do we see other people in the tunnel with us? No. So, a lot of times, especially on that one Disney film, what is it called? Where they would talk about, oh, it's Soul or something, where they talk about like the soul and you're kind of on this escalator and there's lots of other souls like going on the escalator up to heaven. No, it's not like that.
I thought that
Is
was a
it so?
Futurama episode, but okay, go ahead.
So let's ask this question. Say three or more people die in in the same place at the same time. Maybe there's a car accident, maybe there's something tragic happen where multiple people are dying at the same time. Now, do they all go up in one tunnel? No. It's one tunnel per person. Nobody is supposed to be in the tunnel with you.
Okay. And there's again, Bashar help people not get in the tunnel?
Can you help people not get in the tunnel? Yes and no, but
The
that
tunnel's
sort
not
of
here yet.
help. Yeah, it's more of a consciousness takeover.
And were any of the channelings that Nostradamus had from his own spirit guides or his own angels? And how can he tell us about that relationship now on the other side?
Were any of the channels that you had from your own spirit guide or angels? He says no. No. And what about when you were or that area? Um, can you tell us anything else about? He says no.
How about communication now? Well, how can he interact with them? Or are they like on another resonance than he is?
With him now. No, he cannot.
Who's he hang out with?
Who do you hang out with? His mother.
What are you and mom hanging out and what are you doing?
What are you guys doing? They have a lot of long philosophical discussions about different scenarios. Like if we do this, this will be the outcome. What if we put this as the outcome? What if we put that as the outcome? What if you leave early? What if I leave early? Lots of what ifs.
Hmm. Did he ever time travel or use any astral projection when he was living as Nostradamus or any other incarnations to see these events firsthand?
Ooh, did you ever time travel when you were Nostradamus? No. And did you ever, sorry, what was the rest of it?
Astral travel, out of body,
Travel.
any other lifetimes, even as Nostradamus.
Um, did you, I feel like he was astral traveling a lot, and that was where a lot of the information was coming in from. And,
When he would see the technology ahead in the future, is there anything that he like was just gobsmacked by or thought was magic?
um, what did you think was like gobsmacking or magic? Well, television. That was just so bizarre to
I
him.
remember television. Yeah, it was like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
How
But
far out did he go in
how
his
far
predictions?
how far out did you go? Thousands of years.
So, like for now, what can he see that's on the horizon, like maybe within the next 5 years that we might see as fantastical in anything he wants to tell us?
What do you see for us now on the horizon in the next 5 years? A total shift in consciousness.
I've heard that, but what does that mean? I like people talk about like that. Be more specific.
What does that mean exactly? It's shedding the old and embracing the new. But
That's
what
still
is that?
vague.
Yeah, I know. But what does
Be
that
more
mean?
damn specific.
What does that mean when you say that? There's lots of changes coming along,
Be
societal
more
changes, hierarchical changes. Um,
itemize them. Tell us what they are.
can you tell us specifically what they are? What can you tell us about
I know you
lots of
like to be
changes
vague, but
in
it's not going to work
medicine?
here. Medicine regarding
Mhm.
what is happening, what's going to
What
change,
about
how's that going to be shook up?
What about cancer research? Oh, we're going to be making great strides in cancer research. Will we have a cure for cancer within 5 years? We will have better ways of treating cancer in 5 years, but will we have a one size fits all cure? That's a no.
Well, there's like a billion cancers. So, saying cure cancer is kind of a misnomer because which one do you have? Tell us about another stride.
What else is going to? We're going digital,
We are digital.
as in digital currency. He believes in the next 5 years, in about 5 years, we will be basically cashless.
And is that the worldwide or is that the United States? Is that China, Thailand, Toronto, Germany, Ukraine, UK? Where are we talking?
Is that worldwide? No, mainly like the West. Um, Mainly the West.
Did he foresee artificial intelligence and what can he tell us about the trajectory of it?
Did you foresee artificial intelligence? He believes he did. He saw things that were like, so he describes it as he saw humans making very robotic movements without a consciousness, without a soul.
Yeah,
So
that's Prime. Can't wait to buy one of those robots from the Optimus robot. And what does he think the downside is to that?
ooh, what do you think the downside is to that? Well, just having this communication with something that has no soul, it's actually soul destroying. We are supposed to connect on every type of level, including a soul level.
Hmm. How does he feel that will hinder the path of human evolution then?
We will also become soulless or disconnected from our souls.
What point in the future are we looking at for that?
How far out are we looking for that? About 80 years. We're going to notice that these things called emotions, these things called feelings, um, that will almost be a thing of the past.
This, like I just said, every year. Nostradamus' terrifying 2025 plague prediction may be coming true. A Daily Mail headline. Um, is that real or is that sensationalist journalism? Sensationalism journalism.
Is that real? No, that's not real.
Yeah, I'd say that though. What can he tell us about how people can do what he did?
Can you tell us about how people can do what you did? It really is about letting go and just transcribing the information that you receive, not to try to make any logical sense of it. You have to just report what you see, what you get. No emotions, no bias, no predictions, no thought into the material that you're seeing, other than maybe you want to ask a bit more for them to elaborate, but that's about the extent of it.
What does he see about the future of the United States stock market?
What do you see? The future of the US stock market. It's definitely going to be a lot bigger than what it is now. How many years are we talking? 40 years out, it will be what, double in size? Maybe 5 times the size that it is now.
What's he think about cryptocurrency?
What do you think about cryptocurrency? It's very hard for him to understand how you have something that is worth something, but you can't hold it in your hand. He hasn't lived a lifetime like that yet, so it's hard for him to comprehend.
Does he know when humanity will end or the earth will end? Does he have a prediction for that? Some people said it was 3797. I've heard in videos. I don't know if that was correct.
Do you know when the life on Earth will end? Oh, that's millions of years from now.
Okay, not 3797. Nostradamus, any final comments to people out there who want to know more about you, your life, what they should do in their life?
Hmm. What is there anything that you could give to the audience listening to you? You have some fans out here. he just says thank you. He says with deep gratitude and appreciation, he loved talking to us today. And I said, well, why don't you go and get some more predictions? And the next time you come back, you'll be, you'll have a whole list of things that you can tell us. And
I'm
he
down
said,
for a part
yes,
two.
I'll do that.
All right, I'm down for a part two. Nostradamus, we'll see you on the other side. Everybody, thanks so much for joining us. Please leave your comments below. And I look forward to chatting with Liz Cross and Nostradamus
Yes.
sometime in the future.
Don't forget, Mr. Reality does have a tip jar listed down below. Thank you so
And
much.
thank you, everybody, for donating. I appreciate it.